Boys and girls, today I'm going to read you the story Owl Moon. It won the Caldecott Medal for its beautiful illustrations. This book was written by Jane Yolen and illustrated by John Schoenherr. And you can see the wonderful illustrations on the front cover. It looks like there might be a dad or a mom there with their child. And look at, you can see the round moon. I'm not sure what time of day it is. Let's read and find out. Owl Moon. Oh, they dedicated this book to David and to their granddaughter. All right. Look at the fabulous picture. Wonderful. It's of a barn. It was late one winter night, long past my bedtime, when Pa and I went owling. Oh, so it was nighttime. There was no wind, the trees stood still as giant statues, and the moon was so bright the sky seemed to shine somewhere behind us. A train whistle blew, long and low, like a sad, sad song. Here, I'm going to show you this page as I read it. I could hear it through the woolen cap Pa had pulled down over my ears. A farm dog answered the train, and then a second dog joined in. They sang out, trains and dogs, for a real long time. And when their voices faded away, it was as quiet as a dream. We walked on toward the woods, Pa and I. So it's past his bedtime, and he and his dad are walking to these woods. I wonder what they're looking for. Oh, do you see the fox? How many of you would be scared if you were walking in the woods late at night with your dad and you saw a fox? Probably not many of you. Our feet crunched over the crisp snow, and little gray footprints followed us. Pa made a long shadow, but mine was short and round. I had to run after him every now and then to keep up, and my short round shadow bumped after me. Here's a picture of it. Look at their shadows right behind them. Now, it's nighttime. I wonder why there's a shadow. Could it be because of the moon? But I never called out. If you go owling, you have to be quiet. That's what Pa always says. I have been waiting to go owling with Pa for a long, long time. Owling, I wonder if that means that you're going out looking for owls. There is his dad, and there he is. It looks like they're in the woods. We reached the line of pine trees, black and pointy across the sky, and Pa held up his hand. I stopped right where I was and waited. He looked up, as if searching the stars, as if reading a map up there. The moon made his face into a silver mask. Then my dad called, "Hoo! Hoo! 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 Hoo!" The sound of a great horned owl. I'm going to do it again, and can you do it with me this time? Hoo! 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 Oh, I've got lots of good hooers. All right, let's see what they find. Look at, you can see a little animal in the tree. Again, he called out, and then again. After each call, he was silent for a moment. We both listened. But there was no answer. I bet they're disappointed. Pa shrugged, and I shrugged. I was not disappointed. My brothers all said that sometimes there's an owl, and sometimes there's not. So he knew when he went owling that he might not see an owl. Pa and I walked on. We could feel the cold, and as if someone's hand was palmed down on my back. And my nose and the tops of my cheeks felt cold and hot at the same time. but I never said a word. If you go owling, you have to be quiet, and you have to make your own heat. Oh, he's not going to complain a bit. There they are in the woods. Look at, there they are. Look at all the shadows. We went into the woods, and the shadows were the blackest things I had ever seen. They stained the white snow. My mouth felt furry, for the scarf over it was warm and wet. How many of you have had that happen when you have a scarf over your mouth and your mouth feels a little furry from the scarf? I didn't ask what kinds of things hid behind black trees in the middle of the night. When you go owling, you have to be brave. Well, he's doing it. Look at all the darks. They're walking into the dark woods where there's a lot of dark shadows. Then we came to a clearing in the dark woods. The moon was high above us. It seemed to fit exactly over the center of the clearing. And the snow below it was whiter than milk in a cereal bowl. Wow. So cool. Oh, there's his dad. And there he is. I sighed, and Paul held up his hand at the sound. I put my mittens over the scarf, over my mouth, and listened hard. And then Paul called again. He's going to make the hooing sounds. Would you please make them with me as I say them? Hoo, 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 hoo. I listened and looked so hard my ears hurt. How could you look so hard that your ears hurt? That's silly. And my eyes got cloudy with the cold. Pa raised his face to call out again, but before he could, he opened his mouth for an echo, came threading its way through the trees. Hoo, 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 hoo. It was the echo of a great horned owl. They're looking to see if they can find it. Pa almost smiled, and then he called back, hoo, 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 just as if he and the owl were talking about supper, or the woods, or the moon, or the cold. I took my mitten off the scarf, off my mouth, and I almost smiled too. They're going to be able to find or see an owl, maybe. Look at, there it is, up high in the sky. Its wings are spread out. The owl's call came closer from high up in the trees on the edge of the meadow. Nothing in the meadow moved. All of a sudden, an owl's shadow, see, there they are looking. They could see it. Part of the big tree shadow lifted off and flew right over us. We watched silently with heat in our mouths, the heat of all those words we have not spoken. The shadow hooted again. They're so excited, but they knew they couldn't talk. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at how long the span of that owl's wings are. And look at Dad and the little boy. Pa turned on his big flashlight and caught the owl just as it was landing on a branch. Oh, so if you go owling, you need to bring a flashlight. And let's see if we can see the face, if they showed us the face of the owl. There it is. Look at, and the wings. Wow, that's a beautiful bird. I want you to look at this owl because you're going to be making owls today. Look at how the feathers go across. You're going to be drawing feathers on it. It has claw talons. And look at the wings. And look at the owl's eyes. Black, yellow, black. Ears. For 1 minute, 3 minutes, maybe even 100 minutes, we stared at one another. The owl is staring at them, and they're staring at the owl. Look at this picture. Wow, that is something else. I'm going to look at that owl. He's taking off again. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Then the owl pumped its great wings and lifted off the branch like a shadow without sound. It flew back into the forest. Time to go home, Pa said to me. I knew then I could talk. I could even laugh out loud. But I was a shadow as we walked home. He was a shadow, meaning he didn't say a word. Look at, there they are with their flashlight. Wow. When you go owling, you don't need words or warm or anything but hope. That's what Pa says. The kind of hope that flies on silent wings under a shining owl moon. Now you probably know why they called it the owl moon, because they used the moon to be able to see in the night when they went to find the owl. But they did use a flashlight. That seems like that was a special experience for that boy and his dad. I hope you enjoyed the book. Now you're going to have to go to the next slide to be able to know how to make your own owl.